Reporters will be going down back to Cape Town, of course, to get the latest. But for now, let's just analyze the term that President Cyril Ramaphosa has had, and of course, also to look at what to expect at 7 o'clock when he delivers his State of the Nation address. I'm joined now by Dr. Mazwe Majola. He is a leadership expert for this discussion. Good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you very much.
Now,
good afternoon.
We know that there were reports throughout the week that the EEF may disrupt the proceedings today in Parliament. The chief whip of the party, Floyd Shibambo, just spoke to our SABC reporter there, Bulelani Philip, and he was basically saying that they will have a caucus meeting at 6:30, 30 minutes before the proceedings start. What can we expect from that?
I don't think they will disrupt. If they can do that, that would be very, very unfortunate for the EEF. That would be a very bad call. They need to prove to South Africans now that they are a serious party that is there to maintain dignity and decorum of the House, and then they are there to push the policies rather than making noise.
But we've seen them do it before during other State of the Nation addresses. Hence, people are starting to panic that that might happen as well this year.
Well, it was during a Zuma era. Now it's a Ramaphosa era. Really, they need to change the strategy. You know, you cannot use the same strategy if you want to attract and appeal to the voters.
We've also had COPE's leader Musiwa Lekota basically saying that President Ramaphosa has to step down, of course, because of the alleged his alleged involvement in the Bosasa saga.
I think that's a bit harsh. It was a very unfortunate statement and blunder that he made as a person. Remember, leaders are still human beings. They do make mistakes. But what is very important as a leader is to acknowledge your mistake, apologize, and make amend so that you can continue.
Has that particular mistake, as you say, not impacted on his credibility, perhaps?
It has. Obviously, it has, especially given the whole furor of the Bosasa saga that is taking place in the Zondo Commission, that his own son was involved, or even his own campaigners during the CR17 were involved. Bosasa supported his campaign. It's very, very unfortunate for him. He will have to rise up as a leader and make sure that he restores the trust of the voters or of the whole South Africans.
Let's look back to the term that President Ramaphosa has had. Last year around this time, he was saying to us, "Tuma me, I'm here, send me." Has he convinced us enough as South Africans that he did indeed heed the call?
Literally this year, or rather around this time last year, he was still busy reasoning and cajoling Zuma to step down, and that took its toll on him.
Many people are applauding his leadership style, convincing the former president to be one of the best negotiators.
Absolutely, although it takes time, but it does bear fruit in such a way that the last year SONA was delayed about a week. He took over. And then that was his maiden SONA. He promised South Africans, or he made some commitments, and I'm very happy because the theme of this year is following up on our commitments that we made. So the commitments that he made in his maiden SONA. So what we'll be looking at now to everything that happened, what is it that he started as a new president, and what are things that he eliminated that were there that he came and completely obliterated, and what are things that he decreased, things that were there but they not need to be totally eliminated, and what are things that he increased that were there during Zuma time that he increased.
What has he done positively?
Well, under the circumstances, he did promise to do or to have a job summit. He did have that. The investment summit. He did try to, under the circumstances again, to restore the confidence and the trust of the international investors and even of the South Africans. It was not easy. He has been there in the last 5 years within the 9 years of, or the so-called 9 wasted years. He was there in those 5 years as a second in charge. Of course, as he was not at the helm. There's a difference when you are deputizing someone and when you are in charge of something. So he tried to lift up the energy and the confidence of South Africans. At least now people can walk tall as South Africans and say, I am a South African. Even the international investors and communities, at least they have restored that trust to South Africans.
All right. No, we'll leave it at that just for now. We'll come back to this particular conversation to look back at the term President Cyril Ramaphosa has said. But really, one of the topics that the President